President McCankle's taco tits is a very short-sighted person. So he and his beta goon squad come into Trump 2.0, and it's executive orders, it's concentration camp, it's deporting people who were here legally. It's just complete mayhem. And then all of a sudden they start realizing, oh shit, we have midterms. If the Democrats win, which historically that's what happens, especially I would imagine it's going to be a blue tsunami. If they win, we're fucked. I'm going to get impeached. And so, of course, they're trying to cheat. And all they have to do is call the morally bankrupt piece of shit Abbott in Texas. And he immediately, like any beta does, he's a follower. He's an absolute follower. And so he wants to follow the buffoon at the top of the ticket and steal 5 seats. And in no other country, in no other democracy can you do this kind of thing. We live in a bogus democracy, but thank God there are some brave Texans in the state legislature that are speaking out. Play the clip.
State Representative James Tallarico from Texas. If you're seeing this video, my Democratic colleagues and I have just left our beloved state to break quorum and stop Trump's redistricting power grab. Trump told our Republican colleagues to redraw the political maps here in Texas in the middle of the decade to get him 5 more seats and protect his majority in Congress. They're turning our districts into crazy shapes to guarantee the outcome they want in the 2026 elections. If this power grab succeeds, they will hang on to power without any accountability from the voters. But Texas Democrats are fighting back. We're leaving the state, breaking quorum, and preventing Republicans from silencing our voices and rigging the next election. We are not fighting for the Democratic Party. We are fighting for the democratic process, and the stakes could not be higher. We have to take a stand.
I think this guy is such a political talent.
Absolutely.
And I think if Andy Beshear of Kentucky and this guy right here were to come out and make an economic populist message. And Andy Beshear is very brilliant in the way that he defends the LGBTQ plus people and connects it to his faith. I mean, if you and I, we can sit and bash Christians all the time. I mean, it's who gives a shit, you know? But they're such credible messengers to rural America because they're both big Christians, but they're the Jesus style Christians, not the MAGA style Christians. They're the ones who are like, help the poor, don't judge, you know, they don't worship capitalism. But I would even take it a step further. I would say if Andy Beshear and this guy were to say, we will not take a cent from AIPAC, and we want to say that we do not support this fascist Israeli government, but we support the Jewish people. We support the Palestinian people. We don't support fascist regimes. I'm telling you, I think it would be the bluest of blue tsunamis, because I think that they could actually peel off voters. I think independents would go for them, but I think they would actually peel off some of the base because they would use people's faith against them, much the way MAGA does it for nefarious reasons. These guys would do it for good reasons.
Well, we would assume they would do it, but I mean, what MAGA Christians have showed me thus far does not make me think they want to be better. They want to be cruel. They like it. And I look at this, and of course, Trump is trying to rig the election. You know, we already see him sending ICE into cities just in case he wants to declare martial law, because Donald Trump lies. He knows his policies are terrible. He knows that the economy is in the shitter. He knows he's raising prices across the board. So he just lies to people.
And he's a cheater. It's his default setting.
That's all he knows is cheating and corruption.
Taxes, businesses. He is a lifelong cheater. It is his default setting to cheat.
Meritocracy has never occurred to him. It's always about cheating. So this I found really rich about him saying how he's going to lower drug prices when all he is doing is increasing them. And remember, the cost of insulin was going to be $35 when he entered his presidency. Well, now it's back at full stop. But here's what he said.
Mr. President, what advice do you have for Republicans on Capitol Hill heading into midterms? What do they need to do? What can they do to, hold?
Well, one of the things they're going to be talking about pretty soon are the tremendous drop in drug prices. You know, we've cut drug prices by 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500%. I don't mean 50%.
That's enough.
I mean,
Why Are we even talking about people covering up for Biden's mental decline when this man is currently president and he is sitting there saying shit like that and nobody's saying that's not possible, sir? I know you like to be called sir. This man is a dipshit. He is a dope, but his triple Trumpers are like, oh my gosh, he's going to reduce our drug price.
That was my thing too. It's like, cause this the third time he done said that dumb shit. Like nobody around him correcting him or saying like, sir, you know that's actually impossible, right? You do know that. You drop it by more than 100%, then you're gonna be giving people money plus the drug. So ain't nobody sit him down like a fucking toddler and say that to him. All these fucking yes men around them, dog, they gotta get their shit together. Well, they show and this redistricting shit, Dems about to take back that house. And Trump is scared in the motherfucker. Cause they gonna get them Epstein files released. They gonna impeach his fat ass. Shit. Get him the fuck out of here. It's time for a new day, man. This country wants so motherfucking racist and misogynistic. We'll have Kamala Harris as president right now. And I would sure rather see Kamala Harris as president. Like, hands down. Let's get back to it.
Price is 1,500%.
It's worse because you have the triple Trumpers that buy into all of this, but there is a mass cover up with the media, with even some corporate Dems that do not come out spit and fire against all of this stuff all the time. They voted for Marco Rubio. They earnestly, Cory Booker goes and votes for Jared Kushner's dad. There is just so much that this guy is allowed to get away with that nobody else would ever be able to get away with. And the triple Trumpers are the worst. They're the ones that I blame the most. But then I also think like, that patriarchal system is always given so much deference that when we had Rahm Emanuel on this podcast, the very first thing that he wanted to do was signal that he thought the trans issue was crazy and that he wanted to show to the right wing, hey, I get it. They're getting a little bit too far left, instead of having the courage and the backbone to say, I get it. I understand if you live in rural America and you hear that somebody was born something that they present. I get that that sounds crazy, but this is a free country and it's not your business and we're not going to bully those people. That would have been taken political courage, but the political cowardice among all parties, among all journalists, among a lot of the constituents to constantly defer to this guy, the autopsy on that is going to be so damning, and Democrats are in on a lot of it too.
No, you're right. And we can't even talk about the damage to the environment that's happening under this administration, nor the damage to science and vaccines and research, because we're just sitting over here watching authoritarianism be ushered in. But the numbers that we're getting out of this administration are going to be cooked from here on out. He lies to you about cutting drug prices 1,000%. Now the job numbers are so terrible. The Trump administration just revised their own numbers down by 258,000 in the past 2 months. Over 250,000 new jobs that were reported didn't actually exist. So do you know what Trump's response to this, instead of, hey, I need to take a look at the tariffs. Hey, I need to look at the economic policy. What he does is he fires the person that's in charge of collecting this data. We see this from the New York Times, breaking news. President Trump moved to fire the official in charge of jobs data, claiming without evidence that labor numbers were being manipulated. And that is a play right out of Putin's playbook, Kim Jong-un's playbook. Hitler. Nobody could tell Hitler. So he got crazier and crazier and crazier. And that's what we have here. Now we're going to have numbers that do not make sense because they're over there on Fox News saying, oh, well, inflation's down. Bullshit. Prices are down. Bullshit. It's absolutely, you can no longer trust the U.S. government.
Well, and this is a point where our Fortune 500 leaders, CEOs, are they going to step out? Because this is going to dismantle your company and the value of your stock. Corrupt countries, corrupt governments have bad economies. And this is going to deliver I think we're well on our way into a recession. And I think the stock market and all of those things are going to at some point pick up. I think stocks are grossly overvalued right now, but you're seeing all the indicators, tourism, these numbers being adjusted about jobs. And are they going to allow him to cook the books and devalue your business that you built, that you pay for lobbyists, that you do all of this shit to rip off your employees? You're going to allow this motherfucker to take it down? It's just going to be interesting to see if anybody has any courage right now, because I don't see that much of it. I see it more out of comedians and women than I do politicians or business leaders.
Well, I think you're right. It has to be the business leader, because Congress isn't going to do it. They've already bent the knee. You see all of these places bending
Universities,
the knees, law firms, it just bend the knee after bend the knee. But when asked about why he fired the jobs number person, this is what he said.
Fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
Because I think her numbers were wrong. Just like I thought her numbers were wrong before the election. Days before the election, she came out with these beautiful numbers for Kamala. I guess Biden/Kamala. And she came out with these beautiful numbers trying to get somebody else elected. Then right after the election.
The first quarter jobs numbers he wasn't bitching about, because he had cooked those books. But this is authoritarianism, full stop.
Well, there's just no question about it. And we were saying this back during the election.
Yes.
If this is a man who lies and cheats, he lies about his financial statements, in his personal businesses. He lies about his net worth in his personal businesses and has been sued for it and found guilty of these things. And then, of course, he's going to start doing this with the federal government. This whole thing, this presidency, what I think just amazes me so much is the amount of beta males that Trump has always been like this. Trump has always consistently been a con man, a liar, a cheater, a piece of shit. But a lot of these men that support him, you can find video evidence 2 years ago, 4 years ago, where they say completely different things. Look no further than Vice President J.D. Vance. Look at who he was a couple of years ago. And now look at who he is now. And there's nothing more beta than following. And it's not just J.D. Vance, it's Rubio, Graham, and you can go on and on and on. All of these people have a record of evidence of being somebody entirely different. And then they get in his orbit and they just follow him. And that is amazing to me, the amount of beta males that follow a person who just, their default setting is to make horrible, horrible decisions based in dishonesty, lying, and cheating.
And he was such a bully. He's such a miserable, coward bully. I hate them all. It just makes me so mad. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and buy our book, Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. It's a fun summer read.
Yeah, I love those two ladies right there. They be spitting that shit. They be dogging Trump motherfucking ass. What do you have here? You got, there was Pumps on the right and Jennifer on the left. And Jennifer, she loved to come out and call Trump taco tits. Like, bro, like they be dogging his ass. At which they need to, like, you gotta bully the bully, man. You gotta bully the bully. But yeah, that's all I have for today. This is Reggie Red's Reactions. Like, comment, share with your friends, share with your family, especially your MAGA family. Let's piss them off a little bit. But anyway, I'm up out of here. Peace.